Just started the recording with my mic off. Yep, that's how you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, the NBA has had a plethora of trades. I believe the trade deadline started like 2 days ago? Or not start, but you know what I mean. Like the trading period started 3 days ago. Anyway, there's already enough to make a video on. I didn't personally plan on making a video until it was like a blockbuster, like a Luka or a Giannis thing. But there's just so many happening. I feel like we might as well just get one out of the way and then maybe do another one. So thank you to Andre Glazer, because he said it before I even talked about posting a video. So we love you, Dre. I'm gonna get this video to you right now. So go down June 15th, 2025, right? Which was, 10 days ago. Memphis acquired Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Cole Anthony, and 5 first-round picks for Desmond Bane. Now this trade, I'm gonna rank all the trades from 1 to 10. I think this trade is genuinely a 10 out of 10 trade for Memphis. I don't dislike Desmond Bane, and I actually think the Magic getting another shooting guard is a pretty good deal, right? They already have Paolo, they already have the Wagners, they have a pretty good list of dudes, right? Now give them a guy who's been in some high pressure situations, a guy with some experience. I don't know if I'm ready to call Desmond Bane like a vet, but a guy who knows how to play NBA basketball at a high level, a guy who can average you 20 points in a season, a guy who can hit clutch shots like Desmond Bane, right? I don't think that's bad. But the amount of just fucking items that they gave Memphis, with Memphis already being a good team, Memphis already being a playoff team, and now they're going to get 5 first-round picks, and they got another shooting guard in KCP, and they got Cole Anthony. To me, this is genuinely a 10 out of 10 trade for Memphis, and probably 6 or 7 out of 10 for Orlando. On June 17th, the Indiana Pacers got a first-round pick, and the Kings got Mojave King and a first-round pick. I'm going to be so honest, I didn't even hear about this trade, but New Orleans will be back because just a few days later they will shock the world. Now, June 22nd, 2025, here's your thumbnail. Kevin Durant for Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, 5 second-round picks, a 2025 first-round pick. This is a hard one because Houston, on one hand, right? If you look at the Houston Rockets roster, they already kind of had height. They already kind of had shooting. Not to mention Kevin Durant was 36 and will turn 37 during this next season. I don't hate this trade. I still think Kevin Durant's one of the best players in the NBA. I still think Kevin Durant is better than every player the Rockets already had. And I think Kevin Durant's time was being wasted on a garbage-ass team like Phoenix. This is true. I think Devin Booker's time is wasted there. However, the Rockets were a 52-win second seed, right? You just proved you had what it took to get it done. And you had a young core, and you had chemistry. Now, not only have you given up 2 pretty big pieces of your team, but you're not going to draft as high. If you're a playoff team now, and you're getting rid of all your first and second round picks, then when are you actually going to earn high draft picks again? Like, never. See, that's why the Thunder and the Celtics were so successful, right? Because not only did they build their team up, but they still kept their draft picks. Even when they already had all-star Tatum and Brown and Horford, right? They were still able to draft guys who were good, right? Even when the Thunder had SGA and Chet and all that, like, they're going to draft high this year. Like, in my opinion, for Phoenix, this is like a 4 out of 10 trade, bro. Jalen Green is awful. Like, you're not even going to go up from that. For Houston, this is like a 7 out of 10, but you've also, like I said, you've killed what could be a lot of your momentum. I'll say this. If they don't make the conference finals for Houston, this was a bad trade. You were already a second seed, bro. Now you've just thrown away your future, pretty much. I'm not gonna say you're a win now. You're accomplished some shit now, right? He's gonna be 36, maybe even 37 by the next time the finals roll around. If they don't make at least the conference finals, this was a useless trade in my opinion. Next, Boston, Anthony Simmons, 2030 second round pick, 2031 second round pick. Portland got Jrue Holiday. Do you see what I'm talking about with Boston? Dude, the Boston front office is so fucking smart and confident, and nobody gives them credit for it. Why are you trading away 2030 picks, and right now you have like 3 all-stars on your team? Like 2030? You mean to tell me you still want to be good for 5 years? They don't, like, I don't know, man. And then Portland Jrue Holiday. This trade doesn't particularly make either team much better because Portland is awful. They were gonna get a first round pick in 2030 anyway, or second round pick or whatever. They were gonna get as many picks as they want because they are a bad team, a bad office, right? Front office, a bad roster. They just suck. So they were going to get draft picks anyway. As far as Jrue Holiday goes, though, I do think he's a great player. I do think he's a defensively sound player. He's a 2-time champion in this decade alone. And I think that does take, some skills, some balls, right? However, I also think Jrue Holiday is getting older. Whereas Anthony Simmons, even though he doesn't play a ton of defense, he is a younger guy, right? I think we'll have to see how this one ages, but I'm going to say it's 5 out of 10 for both teams. A mid-trade, right? June 24th, we had Washington getting C.J. McCollum, my least favorite player in the league, and Kelly Olynyk, a future second-round pick, which will process on July 6th. And then New Orleans acquired Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey. Remember I told you we'd hear New Orleans again? Bang! Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey. I'm going to be honest, no player here is top tier, right? Poole might be an all-star reserve, like the shit they be doing to Trae Young, where he just walks on if someone's hurt. That's where Poole could be at this season. Poole will probably be in the top 10 for three-pointers made, but nobody here really moves the needle. What I do think is interesting, though, is that New Orleans does seem like they are trying to build pretty heavily right now. Like, they're not really going for picks. They got a 2025 first round, but it's number 23. But they just got King, they got Poole, they have Bey. Of course, they still have Zion. I feel like they're really trying to put together something in the next year, 2 years. Interesting to see what happens in New Orleans. I'm going to say this is 8 out of 10 for New Orleans, 6 out of 10 for Washington. Because, again, Washington's just like Portland. You don't need to trade for picks because you're already garbage. You were going to get a pick regardless, right? And then the most recent one, Kristaps Porzingis in a second for Georges Niang in a second, and Terrence Mann in a first-round pick. This was like a 3-trade deal. All I can say is Porzingis should have never been mentioned next to these other 2 names. I think for Boston, this is a 1 out of 10 trade. And I get it. I mean, there's so many contracts and you can't fulfill all of them. And, it can be hard to deal with that sort of thing with this. Again, that's why I'm saying C.J. McCollum is my least favorite player in the league right now. But this is still a bad trade, right? A bad trade is a bad trade. They don't fucking need Georges Niang. So, yeah, that's probably the worst trade here. With the best trade here, I think being, honestly, I think this one is going to shock a lot of people. I think we have to wait and see what these Memphis picks turn out to be. And as far as Desmond Bane in Orlando goes, if he fits into that system as well as I'm anticipating he will, yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts, I think. Okay, so I was actually thinking, maybe just humor me here for 5 minutes, right? Some other potential trade options, trade partners, trade, details that I think we could see. Who else do I think is going to move, right? Or who else could move? Number 1, Jaylen Brown. We know that the Celtics are trying to like not get fucked by the second apron, right? That's why Porzingis isn't there anymore. Jrue isn't there anymore. I think if they're clearing up some space, they could go for someone crazy big. Jaylen Brown is a Finals MVP. He is a champion. He's had All-Star selections. He's had an All-NBA selection. I believe he was second or third team once, right? I think they could get a huge piece for Jaylen Brown. I do. Now, do I think blowing up your entire core, especially when your best player is already injured, do I think that's a great idea? No. But even if they, let's say they got Jaylen Brown and, I don't know, Jaylen Brown and Georges Niang, who they just traded for, and like 2 picks, and let's say that got them Giannis, and there's already talks of Giannis leaving Milwaukee. Would you say that's a bad trade? No. And when is like the only time they could afford that? Probably right now, right? Jaylen Brown's got a $300 million fucking contract. So, yes, I think Jaylen Brown is a player that could move. The Celtics have shown that they're moving a lot, and I don't really know how effective it's going to be, but they're in the weak-ass, poverty, miserable East. So, I think there's definitely a chance that could happen, right? Miami. We talk about it every year. I'm a Miami fan. I'm just going to tell you what I tell you every year. Tyler Hero, buddy. Watch out. If Tyler Hero has a bad year, it seems like we're going to trade him for a good asset. If Tyler Hero has a good year, it seems like we're going to trade him for another All-Star. Tyler Hero, watch out. Just watch out, bro. Another one that I feel a lot of people are really, really thinking about are the Lakers. Not really sure who they're going to get, but we know the Lakers, when they want to, can be aggressive in an offseason. And I'm just saying, watch out for them. Somebody's going to go to LA. LeBron is 40. Luka is trying to get into, better shape. But of course, there is a window, right? They need help. I think they need defensive help. I think the Lakers need a big guy who can block a lot of shots. And then they're probably a championship team, right? They got AR-15. They got Connect 4. Obviously, they have Luka. They got LeBron. And their coach, JJ Redick, while he's not the best in the league, he's not the worst either. I think if they just get 1 or 2 more pieces, watch out for the Lakers in this offseason. The Timberwolves, if I'm the Timberwolves, I'm moving Rudy Gobert. I know there was already talks to move him during the Kevin Durant fiasco. If I'm the Timberwolves, I'm moving Durant. I'm moving Rudy Gobert. Dude sucks offensively. The best offensive Rudy game I can think of is the one in the playoffs where he dropped 20? This just happened too. Didn't he drop 20 on the Lakers in a closeout game? I'm not gonna go Google that and try to find it, but that's the best offensive Rudy Gobert I can think of. Maybe he's had a double-double with 20 points, 10 rebounds or something. Dude's a fucking 3-4 time decoy. He's 7 feet tall. You never see him getting a bucket. That means it's not worth it. And yeah, he's a great defender, and he has this defensive aura about him, right? But the team's still not winning shit. He's still not blocking enough shit. They had 2 Western Conference Finals appearances, and he didn't even really look good in either of them, bro. Come on, man. I'm gonna sound like a hater here, but come on, man. If you ask me, no, it's time for the Gobert time to end. The Golden State Warriors, I think Steph and Jimmy are untouchables. I think they want to play together. They want to win together. They want that to happen now. However, I could see maybe trying to get rid of Kuminga, who's been in a development phase for maybe a little longer than some people would like. I could see trying to move Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield had a great year last year. In my opinion, one of the best 3 shooters in the league, right? He was very active in the playoffs. Buddy Hield's already number 18 on the all-time 3-pointers made list. Already, Buddy Hield's probably going to hit top 10 on the threes list before the 2020s end, which is fucking crazy to me. But I mean, it makes sense. He's a Warrior, right? They had Clay and Steph and Kevin Durant. So. Is there anyone else who I think we're really going to see a big trade for? Definitely look for Milwaukee and Giannis. Look out to see what the Lakers are gonna do. Look out for the Celtics. 'Cause the Celtics are already moving fucking crazy. Tyler Hero. The Spurs too. The Spurs. Now, obviously, the Spurs have high draft picks because, I mean, they're just a bad team, right? But they do have Victor Wembanyama. They do have De'Aaron Fox. They do have Stephon Castle. And I think, like, if somebody trades them a good piece, man, they might be good in the West. If someone gets them some nice shit, man, it could be an interesting year out there in San Antonio. Anyway, that is the video. Those are all the trades that have happened. Those are all the trades that I think could potentially happen. I don't talk basketball a lot, so if you did like this video, please let me know. We'll see if this can become a more constant thing in the future. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.